You know, the next thing is, man, Craig Mack was the one that jumped Bad Boy off. And you know, Nick, bad that Craig Mack, who died from AIDS, that man, he got brainwashed so bad from Diddy and got done so wrong. The man went to South Carolina and joined a cult with his family until he died of AIDS a few years ago.
Diddy had a court hearing or a court appearance, and a lot of the headlines were, because you know there's no cameras in there, but the journalists that were in there said that when Diddy came out, that he was drastically showing weight loss and drastically looking a lot more gray and tired. I wanted to see if you had any thoughts on that, on his appearance, and if you had any thoughts on the court hearing itself.
Well, the weight loss, okay, yeah. You don't eat like you eat. He ain't drinking like he been drinking. I think it was popping bottles. You know, it's a lot of sugar. He definitely ain't eating like he is stressing. They don't sell Dark and Lovely in there, y'all. Niggas can't get this shit Dark and Lovely.
Diddy's time behind bars just took a wild and shocking turn. According to new reports, a prison doctor has allegedly confirmed that Diddy may have contracted a deadly disease while locked up, and the details are leaving folks speechless. From his lavish lifestyle to facing these harsh conditions, it's looking like the tables have seriously turned for Diddy. So, what's really going on behind those prison walls, and how did things get this bad? Well, a lot of people have come out claiming that Diddy has lost a crazy amount of weight, not just because of the prison food or him skipping meals, but because he's reportedly dealing with an acute STD while locked up. You probably know that Diddy has been sitting in jail for a few months, waiting on his trial, which is set for May 2025.
To now, he appeared just astonishingly thinner, which you can expect to be inside a federal detention center for a couple months now. A lot different from the luxury lifestyle that he was living before, but he appeared very noticeably thinner, and maybe being locked up in detention is starting to wear on him. He appeared grayer a little bit as well too, but again, he appeared just like how you would expect Diddy to appear for a hearing. To now, he appeared just astonishingly thinner, which you can expect to be inside a federal detention center for a couple months now. A lot different from the luxury lifestyle that he was living before, but he appeared very noticeably thinner, and maybe being locked up in detention is starting to wear on him. He appeared grayer a little bit as well too, but again, he appeared just like how you would expect Diddy to appear for a hearing.
Now, he appeared astonishingly thinner, which you might expect after being inside a federal detention center for a couple of months. It's a lot different from the luxury lifestyle he was living before, but he looked noticeably thinner. Maybe being in detention is starting to wear on him. He also appeared grayer, but still, he looked just how you would expect Diddy to look for a hearing. But here's where things get wild. We've all heard the stories about Diddy's lifestyle, how it wasn't just about women, but also involved male escorts and down-low activities. Well, word on the street is that he might have kept that same energy behind bars. Apparently, Diddy's got himself a little crew of male fans in jail. These guys are riding for him so hard that they're even making his bed for him. But that's not even the craziest part. Things between Diddy and these dudes have gone way beyond just folding sheets, if you know what I mean. And let's be real, access to protection in prison is a whole other issue, which brings us to the real news. The allegations that Diddy might have contracted a deadly disease while in jail. Just when you think it couldn't get messier, Jaguar Wright jumped in to co-sign the rumors in her usual no-filter style. She spilled some serious tea during a recent interview, claiming that Diddy has allegedly been dealing with HIV and even said she could name at least 20 other men in similar situations. Jaguar hinted that this whole thing is way bigger than just Diddy, but didn't drop any names yet. She's saving all the details for her upcoming show. But let's rewind for a second. Diddy got arrested back on September 16, 2024, on some heavy charges like SA by force, fraud or coercion, conspiracy, and transportation for, you know what?
Now, the Sean Diddy Combs investigation. New surveillance video shows Combs being taken into custody in a Manhattan hotel last week. Our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky, is at the scene of his arrest. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, Robin. This is the hotel where Sean Combs was arrested a week ago. You can now see how that arrest went down. This morning, watch how federal agents took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs. His lawyer said Combs had come to New York 2 weeks earlier with the intention of turning himself in. He did not expect the agents to be waiting at his hotel last Monday night.
How dangerous do you think?
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil.
Now, the Sean Diddy Combs investigation is taking a new turn. New surveillance video shows Combs being taken into custody at a Manhattan hotel last week. Our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Kirky, is at the scene of his arrest. G'day. Morning, Aaron. Good morning to you, Robin. This is the hotel where Sean Combs was arrested a week ago. You can now see how that arrest went down this morning. Watch as federal agents took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs. His lawyer said Combs had come to New York 2 weeks earlier with the intention of turning himself in. He did not expect the agents to be waiting at his hotel last Monday night. How dangerous do you think he is? Yep, she straight up labeled him the devil. She also claimed that Diddy's whole career was crafted by powerful industry figures to control the culture and keep the music industry running smoothly, basically painting him as some sort of demon for their benefit. Jaguar even said she's been warning folks about him and Jay-Z for years, describing them both as monsters whose actions were ignored until now. Now, here's where things get even messier. Recent reports are saying that Diddy is flat out refusing to leave his cell at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn.
P. Diddy ringing in the new year with a jailhouse meltdown, at least according to some new reports. All this comes as the disgraced singer spends his first holiday season behind bars, and a judge rules one of his accusers can remain anonymous. By now you're well aware that 55-year-old Sean Combs, also known as P. Diddy, is being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. He's facing federal charges of conspiracy by force and transportation to engage in prostitution.
This refusal is messing up all kinds of legal proceedings, including the multiple SA lawsuits he's caught up in. In fact, Tony Busby's assistant spilled in a letter that Diddy's refusal to cooperate is causing delays in everything from serving legal papers to scheduling and managing these cases. The letter even mentioned that they're trying to get a conference rescheduled because Diddy won't leave his cell to accept service, like, at all. Now, why might he be doing this? Some folks are saying it could be tied to his alleged health issues. If those rumors about HIV are true, it's possible Diddy is struggling with the physical effects of the disease and doesn't want to be seen in public right now. Makes sense, right? But it could also be because of paranoia. Apparently, his paranoia is at an all-time high. Word on the street is that he's so terrified of being poisoned that he's straight up refusing to eat some of his meals.
And the other advice I would tell him, maybe he should get on the Jewish diet. Because the kosher meals is way better than the food somebody else is making for you. At least they're going to come hot, they're going to come sealed, and you got to be the one to open them. That's very important.
And honestly, when you think about all the allegations floating around about Diddy allegedly pulling shady moves like poisoning people to cause pneumonia-like symptoms, it kind of makes sense why he'd be worried someone might turn the tables on him now. But it ain't so far-fetched, and some people who've been in jail themselves have told us about it too. A former inmate, Larry Levine, said that Diddy's fear of being poisoned isn't that crazy at all. Diddy even had the audacity to demand his own personal nutritionist in jail.
Diddy's eating.
Well, I got an inside source there at MDC, and if they knew who it was, they'd really plot. when people go into custody, they have anxiety, they're depressed, a lot of things go through their mind. And one of the things they do is they stop eating. Look what happened to Jeff Epstein. I got people every day saying, you think they're going to Epstein him? And I go, well, I really don't know. Imagine if someone paid someone off on the inside to actually poison his food, give him a heart attack, and he dies. And no one would really think anything of it. So that may be one of the reasons he's not eating. There's a possibility that he wants to go on a kosher diet. It's prepared a little bit differently. It's a religious diet.
He wanted someone to come in and help him get back in shape after prison life started taking a toll on him. But the prison system wasn't having it. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Diddy has also been refusing to leave his cell, and people are wondering if this is all part of some bigger plan. Is he just trying to stay out of the public eye because of the alleged physical effects of his health issues? Or is he using it as a way to dodge even more lawsuits? Some folks think it's a stalling tactic to keep the legal system at bay. The internet had thoughts about this, as always. One person straight up said, "Don't let him die. I want to see him in court to face his dirty actions." And some people think it's only natural that all of these things are happening to him right now. Can't blame Diddy for crying in his cell when he's fallen from so high to so low, especially knowing the weight of not only his legal issues, but also that some big names are out to get him. But even though he might be in danger, Diddy is still his old self. Why? Well, let's just say that the drama behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center is giving primetime reality show vibes. Diddy is now all pissy because Luigi Mangone is stealing the spotlight inside prison walls. The inmates are showing Mangone love, and Diddy, who's used to being the main character everywhere he goes, is not handling it well. According to sources, Diddy's throwing tantrums because Luigi is being treated like some kind of folk hero. A source close to the situation even said Diddy's ego is still bigger than life. Are we surprised? However, Diddy's spokesperson is calling all this jealousy talk false. Now, Luigi is in solitary confinement, so he and Diddy haven't even crossed paths. But apparently, the inmates can't stop talking about Luigi's backstory. He's loved for sharing his struggles with back pain and the perceived injustices of the healthcare system, a hot topic among prisoners, especially considering the jail itself has a reputation for inadequate healthcare. Luigi's also gaining attention for his boldness in taking out the CEO, which has galvanized some critics of the healthcare industry. Oh, and here's the real deal. Mangone knows about his rising fan base. Sources say he's choked up by the key, support, and it's given him confidence. People are calling him a hero and even lusting over him, and he's here for it. Meanwhile, Diddy is still stuck in general population, reportedly feeling like his star power isn't enough to win over the inmates. For someone who's always been larger than life, this must be a humbling experience. Let's not forget, Brooklyn's MDC isn't new to housing controversial figures. It's the same place Jeffrey Epstein died and where Sam Bankman-Fried is, currently locked up. So Diddy's dealing with a lot: competition for attention, legal battles, and the harsh reality that prison doesn't care about your resume. So, what's your take? Do you think Diddy's paranoia and behavior are because of his alleged health struggles, or is this just him playing games to avoid facing the music? Could Jaguar rights claims actually be exposing the truth, or is this just another wild rumor? Let us know down below.